like too ticked off too many people, but he does talk like really arrogant shit. And he is a little bit like that in person, ever since amateurs just walking around like, his shit don't stink and it pisses me off. Like I was in Vegas one day talking to his friend Keyshawn. We were having a great time, great conversation. I simply said, "Hey, yo, Shakur, come over, blah, blah, blah." He goes, and just looks at me and goes, "Nah, you gotta come over here." Like some arrogant shit. I'm like, bro, what is that? We're all just trying to, figure shit out. It's just like, you don't gotta act like that, bro. Honestly, he didn't fight good at all. He was scared. He didn't fight. It's so biased. That commentary is disgusting. If Shakur don't throw a lot of punches, he's controlling the fight. If somebody else don't throw a lot of punches, it's, oh man, he's reluctant. Oh, he's hesitant. It's just so biased. Like I can't even watch ESPN fights no more. I really can't. It's so disgusting.
In the sport of boxing, people make their own narrative and run with it. A lot of people are saying that Shakur Stevenson was scared of Edwin De Los Santos because he posted a tweet saying that, how y'all gonna blame me for fighting my style of fight? Edwin was scared too. Y'all have to remember, Shakur Stevenson's style as a fighter has always been a defensive boxer. Edwin De Los Santos was supposed to be the knockout artist, killer puncher. I didn't see any of that from Edwin De Los Santos. The problem with boxing fan is they only like to talk bad on the big name. So since Shakur has the bigger name, everyone's talking bad on Shakur Stevenson. He ran, he didn't engage, he won the fight, he outscored Edwin De Los Santos, he outlanded De Los Santos, and yet everyone is making excuses. That's when you just have to draw the line, put your foot down, and understand. There are Gervonta Tank Davis fans out here who are going to lie and set their own narrative forever. And there's Devin Haney fans, they're going to lie and set their own narrative forever. You just got to ignore those goofies. Real fans, true boxing fans who love this sport, will look at Shakur Stevenson, understand it was a bad performance. They will move on, and they will support him next time because they understand he's one of the best fighters in the game right now. Or you're going to be like Southpaw TV or a goofy out here who likes Gervonta Davis or is in love with Devin Haney, and you're going to use that to your advantage, and you're going to say crazy things like, well, Shakur Stevenson and his team are goofy. All they do is talk smack. They think they're from the hood. They are from the hood. Toledo, Ohio's the hood. Jared Anderson is from the hood. Shakur Stevenson from Newark, New Jersey. That is the hood. Look, people in the sport of boxing reach. I realized in the sport of boxing is one of the most messed up sports because boxing is the only sport where you could perform bad and everybody will talk bad on you forever. They'll almost forget you didn't exist. Teofimo Lopez, when he lost to George Kambosos, I promise to the Lord, heaven's sakes, it was almost over with for everybody in Teofimo Lopez. They wanted nothing to do with him. They thought he was overrated. They thought he was shot, done. They didn't want to hear about him no more. Then what did he do? He came back and beat Josh Taylor and made himself great again. That's what real fighters do. And mark my words, Shakur Stevenson is going to do that. All the people on Team Gervonta, Team Devin Haney, listening to Southpaw TV, I got news flash for you. Stick to your gun and stay anti-Shakur. Because when Shakur performs a great performance, I don't want to hear, oh, he's great. Because I'll be the first to come and treat any one of y'all. And that's how it goes on Middleman TV. It is Monday. We are 4 days past the day Shakur Stevenson fought Edwin De Los Santos. And people are still talking about him. He is the topic of discussion around the boxing world right now because he did not perform a very exciting win against Edwin De Los Santos. It was much more of a tactical chess match, defensive-minded, was moving around the ring. Me personally, I respect defensive prowess in boxing. I truthfully really love when you see a lot of defensive pedigree in boxing. However, a lot of people don't like that. And I think going forward, Shakur Stevenson has to know, as much as I'm still a fan of him and as much as real boxing fans are still a fan of him, casuals and the ones that are paying the bills and paying to see these fights do not want to see him based on that last performance. So all Shakur has to do, to me, going forward, is prove that he can engage in a true boxing fight, actually offensive-minded a little bit, because we saw it against Jamal Herring. And we saw it against Yoshino, then he kind of backtracked. But if he can do it against another puncher, maybe a Jermaine Ortiz, a Pitbull Cruz, who I don't even think is that skilled, so I think Shakur would win every round against him. But it's just a matter of, will he actually engage in a not a brawl, but enough to keep the fans engaged? Because keep in mind, Mayweather wasn't the most exciting fighter in the world, but he gave us just enough offense to love his swagger. And to me, Shakur Stevenson has that same body of work defensively like Mayweather. He really gives me Mayweather vibes. When I tell people that, people think I'm crazy. They say I'm disrespectful. But you just have to see the whole thing. And defensively, he really does have Mayweather-esque type abilities. Now, I want to know offensively. I've seen him put on clinics. But I want to know, is he going to let his hands go against a super puncher, a known puncher? And that's something that we got to know going forward. But this is not the last of Shakur Stevenson. He's still one of my favorite fighters. One bad performance, one mediocre performance. I wouldn't even call it a bad performance. Should not make or break you in boxing. But as we all know, these fans are fake. Boxing fans are the fakest fans in the world. You have people like Steven Jackson coming out and talking bad on Shakur Stevenson, but he didn't mention the fact he didn't say anything wrong with Jermell Charlo laid a dud against Canelo Alvarez just a month before because Jermell Charlo's his boy. So you got a lot of hypocritical situations going on in boxing. You got Ryan Garcia coming out talking smack about Shakur Stevenson, about how he's never liked him and how he's boring, he put people to sleep, and how him and Gervonta Davis made $25 million and sold out. And basically Shakur Stevenson is jealous. And my opinion on that is that, Ryan Garcia got knocked out in 7 rounds by Gervonta Davis. He threw a left hook that was super sloppy and had no discipline. He's not a smart boxer. He got paid because people thought that he looked like Oscar growing up, and he was able to knock out a lot of cab drivers. So he got a lot of popularity off Instagram. But let's be honest. Ryan Garcia has never been a champion. He's not he's nothing in boxing. He's done nothing, and as far as I'm concerned, he has no room for redemption ever. I lost $300 betting on that bum, and he's a bum as far as I'm concerned. Shakur Stevenson is a 3-division world champion. We have to respect that. That's a Hall of Fame resume at the age of 26. Has it been the most exciting run? Maybe not all so much, but every fight can't be exciting. Ask Floyd Mayweather. And as for the true boxing fans who appreciate skilled boxers and technical situations, respect to y'all, man, because y'all got to understand that this boxing stuff is every fight's going to be different. You're not going to get a Mexican on Mexican brawl every single time, and you just have to respect the way Shakur went out. I hope he throws more punches going forward so that he can be more of a ticket seller, and that's really where I'm at with it. But all this hate and stuff, all these fighters that we know are nowhere near as good as Shakur Stevenson coming out and speaking is utterly ridiculous, and it needs to be put to a halt.